Okay, well, we're getting started here. We broke off into groups of groups of 6, since we had 24 people. And so we broke off into 4 groups of 6. And this is our kind of first run of this Beaver ride, which is Bucky's and Katy to LaGrange. So let's see how it goes. Finally leaving Katy and see I-10 over there, but we're getting into the nice kind of more rural part of like Brookshire, Sealy area right now. Some nice farms out here. There's good back roads. There's good curves out here too. Usually pretty quiet. Some nice old bridges. Little ranch plantation. That's a golf course, I think. Maybe. These are nice roads for cruising on. Get a little bit of gravel here. Nice. Yeah, I forget what this road is called. I think it's called like Willpin or something like that, or Willpin or something. But this is one of my favorite parts of this route. And if you live in Katy, you got to drive over here. Check out that road, or this road. Well, we had a closed road. There was a washed out road I didn't know about, so that was a big kerfuffle there. So one of our other members knows a way around it. So we are finding a workaround that should get us right back on the route here in just a second. Well, this little alternate route has some gravel anyway, so that's good. Kifesh is getting used to his new bike. I like this. This should have been on the route anyway. Dang it. There's Elliot on his 1290. And we are back on the route. So this is nice, flat, easy gravel. It's got a little bit of a chunk to it. Helps you feel the squirm. It's good stuff to learn on. If you live out in the west side of town, you might want to grab this route, take a look around. If you're trying to learn to ride on gravel and try to get comfortable with it, because it's definitely a little bit different. That's okay. There's some good little stretches of road out here for you to practice on. So if you live in Katy, check out this route. We just passed a bunch of dogs trying to chase their owner down from leaving the property. They were all out in the middle of the road and couldn't really tell which way they were going to go. So that's a good example of kind of stuff you got to watch out for on some of these gravel roads. I don't believe I have underestimated the amount of dirt roads on this route. Once you get outside of Katy and you pass that 20 minutes or so of pavement, 25 minutes or so of pavement, there's really a lot more gravel than I thought there was out here. This is the infamous Lamp Road. It cuts through a cornfield. It's a county road, but it cuts through a cornfield. And during rains, things like that, man, it can get really torn up. It can get really muddy back in here. It's borderline 2-track, but it's really just like a farm road. But it's county road, so it's public property for us to be on. And then during the peak of the summer, it gets really loose and sandy on here too, so you got to be careful. But it's a fun little road. You just cut through the cornfield. Notice they have cut the corn down for the season, and it'll be growing back later on. But it's a fun little 2-track road. I remember when we went on one of our camping trips to Bastrop, this street or road or what have you is on that route, and man, it got sloppy. That whole trip was sloppy, but this road got really sloppy. And this was the first dirt we had hit, and everybody was kind of loaded up with luggage, and it was just sloppy as can be. I know we dropped some bikes. I don't remember how many, but we all made it through. But it was just a taste of what was to come for 2 days. It's a fun country road, man. I miss this about living in East Texas. There was just stuff like this everywhere that you could go on. Sneaky little potholes in here too. take these turns slow, because even though it looks like nobody's ever on these roads, there are people on these roads sometimes. Turn gets really sandy in the summer. I remember that one. It almost took me down. I wasn't prepared for it. Something about these roads with grass growing up in the middle. I don't know what it is, but man, it really makes them more fun. They first laid dirt here, right there. It was like they had made a jump for us. It was very kind of, and it's flattened out since, but it was a lot of fun when it was first there. It was like the perfect angle and ramp up to send you in the air. That is the famous Lamp Road. Getting closer to Belleville. Say we're kind of on the north side of it, so we kind of like went a little east of it and then north around it, and then we are kind of gonna come back and approach it, and as we head south, so we'll approach it from the north side of Belleville. Oh, I love this little chicane here. Go quick back and forth. Another one here. Been on this road before, and during the summer it had a complete tank slapper, almost like full lock from left to right, and that was one of the scariest moments I've had on a motorcycle. This road's getting a little bit sandy already. You see that a lot during the summer, but it's getting a little sandy already. A lot of people ride through here on bikes as well too. A lot of people stop at this stop we're about to stop at, which is Newman's Bakery. Pretty famous. Here is group 1 through 3. Very nice. We're looking cool, man. And here's the gravel part of Mill Creek Road. Mill Creek Road gets actually pretty sandy during the summer. It's another one of those roads that, I know I say this a lot, you probably get tired of hearing me say it, but it's got some surprise sand on it. And it gets really washboard too. If you got a bike that's rough and doesn't have your suspension set up, or suspension's old or something like that, boy, the washboard really will drive you nuts on this road. Yeah, you can... In the video, you could probably see my handlebars scooting around quite a bit. We're in Cat Springs. You saw this on my last video, and like I said, this is a road that we used to cut through. But we'll hit some different roads in this route. Just cutting through to like New Ulm and that sort of stuff, Bremen, that sort of things. We have to take some of the same roads. So some of these look familiar, but we're actually taking them in a different direction this time, which actually makes them feel like almost completely different roads sometimes. Some nice elevation change coming out of Cat Springs too. Drop down some hills, not really steep, but you can tell it's went up and down the hill a little bit. My least favorite part of any of this area in this ride is having to jump on the highway for 10 or 15 minutes. I know that's nothing for a lot of people, but I hate highways. I hate being around cars. We are passing through the fabulous area of New Bremen. This is one of my favorite little areas out here. There's some private motorcycle riding out here on some of these ranches, but this is where there's some really good elevation on these gravel roads. I don't know why I mention elevation all the time. I really like it for some reason. This is a good reminder coming up here. You can't see over some of these hills. That car was coming. If I was hauling ass in the middle of the road, or if he was hauling ass in the middle of the road, neither one of us would have seen each other. So these blind hills are almost just as bad as blind turns in some cases. So it's part of the things you got to watch out for out here on these gravel roads. Man, I haven't been through New Ulm in a while, and I forget, Jesus, there's so much miles of gravel out here. I'll say this again, if you're looking for a place to spend an afternoon kind of like testing yourself on gravel, getting acquainted with it, checking out a new bike, dial in some suspension. This is a good area to do it in. Well, we decided to not even bother checking out the water crossing because we are already running behind, and we did meet one of the groups there while my camera was off, and one of them's got a flat, so he's going to try to limp it back into town. However, he went the wrong way. I don't know where they were going, and it was too late for me to stop him, but he knows his way around here, so I assume probably he will find his way to Fayetteville, and we will probably be changing tubes in the back of a tire. And here we are at the apparently world famous Orsax Cafe on the county square in Fayetteville, and it looks like two groups have made it. We are number 3, excuse me, we're number 4, and number 3 group was the one that you saw take off the other direction. All right, it's after lunch, and as suspected, we lost a significant chunk of our group, and my group is going to lump in with Brandon's group. Brandon's going to continue leading, and then Patrick was the sweeper in my group, and he's going to pick up there. So we're headed out towards LaGrange, Schulenburg, all that good stuff. And it got kind of cloudy on us, and windy, and a little bit dark. I'm concerned it's going to rain, but the temperature dropped like 10 degrees. So we're definitely passing through some weather of some sort. Lovely roads out here. Yeah, look at this. Gorgeous curves. Oh man. Nice smooth road. Way out on the rolling hills. Get some good lean action on. Very nice. This is why I extended this route to LaGrange instead of went all the way, or went to Fayetteville and turned around, is because I know this road coming into LaGrange is gorgeous and it's super fun to ride. Yeah, this is that house, man. See, look, they've got that valley going down there. They got a pool with an infinity edge. What a gorgeous little place. Wow. It's awesome. Right on this beautiful curve, too. Man, it's one of the best pieces of properties I've seen in Texas. Well, rain came out of nowhere, and it's enough to wet the roads and be careful and get us wet, that's for sure. I don't think any of us planned for rain gear today, but it's coming down. So, we're just gonna be wet. It is what it is. I have a feeling we'll pass underneath this cell pretty quick, and it's probably pretty short-lived. I do worry about slick spots on the road, though. Goes the famous Paul Fang. And that is the Colorado River coming out of LaGrange. Beautiful river. Got like a little twisted sister coming out of LaGrange. If you look at my map, it's like zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. It's the LaGrange tail of the dragon or lizard. But I think I'll still use my little throttle lock here. It's actually working pretty good. It's holding within like 1 mile per hour, and we're not touching the throttle, so it works good. And we're gonna have to slow it down quite a bit because it definitely has rained over here, and these roads are like hidden slick. So this will set us back a little bit. Off the main road here, some really nice farms. Wish this road was dry. Could take it a little bit more spirited, but that's okay. That's the way it goes sometimes. Man, I just love tree canopies. It's ridiculous. I just love a good country road with a tree canopy. Man, I wish this was dry. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey, look at that. Got some mud. Man. Hit that without knowing what's going on there. That could be a mess. These cows are checking us out, man. It's funny. They're like dead staring us down. That's funny. This is one of the few dirt sections on the route home here. It's called Baseball Diamond Road. Ooh, got a little bit wet. Go on, Paul, you got this, buddy. Man, my goodness. It got damp. I can feel the mud underneath me. Interesting. Must have rained more over here than it did where we were at earlier, closer to Fayetteville. Baseball diamond. I don't know why they call it baseball diamond. I was assuming there would be a baseball field out here when I saw that on the map. I was assuming there would be a baseball field, but no baseball field. Just a dirt road. Interesting. It's kind of squishy. Wasn't expecting that today. Then again, I wasn't expecting rain today either, so. Hey, look, here's some more of my favorite roads that have grass growing up in the middle. Makes me feel like they're abandoned roads and I get to drive them. Nobody else does. Ooh. Do a little bit of a power slide there, just a little bit. I'm gonna dive up the middle here. Ooh, my goodness, this is soft. My back end is just swinging around. Go, Brandon. Looks like everybody. There goes Austin. There goes Brandon. There goes Mr. Fang. Gerhardt. Andy. Romero. Patrick. And I shall be the sweeper now. Sometimes that happens. Alright, we had fun little stop here at the piano bridge. Everybody got their pictures taken. And this is our last stop before we head all the way back to Buggy's. Get some cool video going over this bridge. I don't know why I'm so fascinated by this bridge, but it's pretty cool. For the rest of the route, we run parallel to I-10, head back towards Katy. So if you're ever looking for like a side road that'll take you, maybe 30% longer or something like that, but you don't want to ride I-10, there's a number of little roads here that you can take parallel to it and get you from all the way up LaGrange, all the way back to Katy. And there's bunch of old churches out here. I don't know that I ever noticed this. Old churches and graveyards. Interesting. This is an area that says on the map it's called Dubina. Let's see. There's nobody behind me, so we can light up the rear. We'll see if Moto will certainly light it up, that's for sure. See, I hope I don't do it too much. Yeah, buddy, still going. Still spinning. There we go. This is one of the few dirt sections on the way back. Oh, man down, man down. Easy peasy. It happens. Woo! You did the right thing laying it down. Good Lord. Ready? Pull on there. There you go. Ready? Oh boy, this bastard's heavy. Oh my goodness. You did the right thing laying it down.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that. I'm not diving into that.
Hell yeah. What he didn't want to do was go off into that, so he just laid it down because that concrete would have hurt bad. That's also why we like to ride in groups. That could have been much worse than it was. He was smart about it. But also, I mean, just something simple like picking up that bike. And that's almost 550 pounds plus luggage. So I'm sure he probably would have eventually got it by himself, but sure can save a person's back getting some help. I got stuck at a light in Columbus. It's the last one here. Patrick and Romero were nice enough to stop and wait so we could all stick together. You can see them up there with their hazards on. It's cool of them. Yeah, how much better than riding I-10 is this? I hate even getting on I-10 in a car. Much less on a motorcycle. So if it takes me 30% longer, I'll take these roads. I think we're about halfway between Columbus and Sealy right now, so getting closer and closer to home. This is a little bit of a longer day ride. We're definitely running behind right now, so if I had to guess, I'd say we'll be 2 hours behind in total, but you got 24, 25 people in a group. You got flat tires, you got lunches that take too long to be served. You just got to be flexible. It is what it is. There's Romero on the 5X800 there. Riding steady. Man, I think we got mixed up in a local trail ride or rodeo or something. I just passed a horse and he did not like our bikes. He was pretty upset. Yeah, we are totally caught in some sort of rodeo or trail get together or something. No idea. It's a parade maybe? Damn, I'm nervous one of these horses is gonna kick me. He did not seem to like our motorcycles. Man, holy shit, this just goes on and on and on. Wow. It's like thousands of horses here. This is crazy. They said it was a trail ride. We are still stuck in this trail ride. This is crazy. I bet there's 5,000 horses here. It's crazy. This is wild, man. This thing is still going. It's miles and miles of it. And we're stuck in it. We've all dropped our bikes. Trying to get past, get around the horses. Okay, that was wild. That was an interesting way to end the day, or mostly end the day. Guess I need to check the annual Sealy horse convention / trail ride schedule each year before I book this ride. It had to be 5,000 horses. It's wild. Well, we're almost back to Katy. On this route, you come in, you come back the way you went into the route. So you get to see this beautiful ranch all over again, and you get one last taste of some gravel road before you get back to the city. And here we are finishing up our route at the roundabout at Buc-ee's in Katy here. That route took a lot longer than I wanted it to. Sometimes that's what happens though. I gotta be real careful here because this is a yield and I hope they see it. They do. Good. All right, back to the fabulous Buc-ee's. That was fun.